Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Arpita Karwa, and today in this video I'm going to talk about how you can clear UGC NET exam in just 5 months. UGC NET exam is around 5 months away, and a lot of students who are beginning their preparation think that it is impossible to clear this exam with just 5 months of preparation. But if you think it is impossible, then think again, because in this video, I'm going to share a powerful and easy to follow 5-month strategy to help you ace this exam and clear GRF in your first attempt. Whether you are a beginner who is just starting out or someone who has attempted this exam many times before but couldn't clear it, then this video is tailored just for you. We are going to highlight common mistakes that students who fail this exam generally make and how you can avoid them this time. This is an extremely important video for all the UGC NET aspirants because the tips that I'm going to share in this video are extremely practical, realistic, and very effective. Plus, this video is going to be linked to all my other strategy related videos because this video is going to be the foundational video wherein I'm going to share some extremely important tips that you should keep in mind for a structured preparation plan. So watch this video till the end because this video is going to make your foundation for all the upcoming strategy related videos. So in this video, we are going to be covering 4 most important topics. First, we are going to look at mistakes that most students make while they are beginning their UGC NET preparation and how you can avoid them. We are also going to look at how you can tackle the humongous syllabus of paper 1 as well as paper 2. So irrespective of your paper 2 subject, this video is going to give you strategies to ace both paper 1 and paper 2. Then we are going to also look at effective timetable and a complete study plan for the upcoming 5 months. And last but not the least, we are going to talk about some important tips that can guarantee you JRF in your first attempt. Sounds good, right? Let's dive right into it and make your UGC NET dream a reality. But before we move on, did I mention that I have created a special PDF that summarizes this entire video and provides you with exam ready notes? You just have to message on the WhatsApp number that is flashing on your screen or click the WhatsApp link that is there in the description box, and I'm going to send the handy PDF right on your phone. So whatever you see in this video, whatever text you see on screen, all of that is there in that PDF. So you do not need to write anything down. You can just sit back and relax and absorb everything that I'm sharing with you. And all the important pointers, the 5 month study timetable, everything is going to be shared in a PDF format with you on your WhatsApp. Okay friends, so let's begin by talking about some common mistakes that students make while beginning their preparation for UGC NET exam. The very first step that any student preparing for UGC NET would take is to exactly understand what they need to study. And this starts by taking a closer look at the syllabus. Now friends, let's be honest, the UGC NET syllabus is really vast. In fact, many students describe it as being as vast as an ocean. But here's the good news. With the right approach and a solid strategy, even this vast syllabus can be conquered within just 5 months. In this video, we are going to focus on strategies that will help you maximize your marks while minimizing your efforts. But before we dive into those strategies, let's talk about what students generally do when they start preparing. And that is where they make the first big mistake. Now, there are 2 common approaches that students would take when they begin their preparation. The first approach is when they are going to look at the syllabus prescribed by UGC NET and then start preparing as per that syllabus. Another approach is when students start referring to their post-graduation or graduation notes to cover significant portion of paper 2. So, for example, if someone is preparing for UGC NET English, most of the seniors or professors in the college would say that, okay, if you're preparing for UGC NET, just refer to the notes that you have made during your BA and MA. While this is true, but then the syllabus of paper 2 UGC NET is so vast that what you've studied in your bachelor's and master's, even if you've done this from the most amazing or eminent institutions in India, Still, that would just help you cover 5% of what actually is asked in UGC NET paper 2. And that's why both these approaches are completely wrong. While these two approaches seems very logical कि जो इंस्टीट्यूशन पेपर सेट कर रहा है उसने जो सिलेबस बताया है वो पढ़ लेते हैं या फिर बैचलर्स और मास्टर्स के नोट्स पढ़ लेते हैं. These seem logical, but it has two major flaws. The first flaw is that the syllabus provided by UGC hasn't been updated since 2018. However, the pattern of the exam has changed significantly in the recent years. So many new topics have been introduced that are not even mentioned in the syllabus. This means that if a student is only referring to the UGC NET syllabus and beginning their preparation, these students would either end up covering irrelevant topics that are now not asked in NET exam, or they are going to miss out on trending and important topics that are not mentioned explicitly in the syllabus. Another important flaw, uh, if you follow the strategy that I told you, the two approaches that students take, if you're following any one of them, another major flaw that you will come across is that syllabus prescribed by UGC NET is extremely concise. It only provides you a basic outline and doesn't go into the depth of telling you what is required to be studied under each of those topics. I would rather say the syllabus is very indicative. If you only study what is listed in the syllabus, then you run the risk of not being fully prepared for the exam because you do not know the subtopics that you have to study. Remember, the questions in UGC NET often go beyond the direct syllabus and they test your understanding of related and various advanced level concepts that are not mentioned in the syllabus. You don't believe me, right? Let me make this point clear by giving you two specific examples from paper 1. Now, if you go through UGC NET syllabus for teaching aptitude, that is unit 1 under paper 1, you will notice that it doesn't specifically mention learning theories. I am sharing the screenshot of UGC NET syllabus. You can check yourself and try to find topic called learning theories, but you will not be able to see that. However, if you look at the past year papers, you will see that so many questions have been asked on different learning theories. And this is something that is happening year after year. And this is the reason why I keep telling my students that just by looking at UGC NET syllabus, you are going to miss out on these topics. And if you look at another image that I have shared with you on screen, that is from my UGC NET paper 1 book. And I've mentioned all the theories that have been asked in NET exam and I covered them in detail in my book. And how did I get to know about these theories? By looking at the PYQs. And that is where I understood that, oh, there are so many topics that UGC is not explicitly mentioning in their syllabus, but they are constantly asking questions from. Let me give you another example. Let's take a look at unit number 10 from paper 1, which is about higher education system. Now, the syllabus of UGC NET only mentions one topic, that is evolution of higher learning in post-independence India. But from an exam perspective, so many commissions from both pre and post-independence India are constantly asked in NET exam. And I have given this detailed list that I have covered in my UGC NET paper 1 book. And all these commissions, you can check the recent UGC NET paper as well. All these commissions have been asked in one or the other shifts. So, if somebody is just sticking to the syllabus prescribed by UGC NET, they will miss out on all these commissions that you see on screen because the student would not know what topics or which commissions do they have to read under post-independence India. And most importantly, they've not even mentioned pre-independence India commissions you have to study, but they are asking questions from it. So a lot of time they would ask questions from topic that are not mentioned in the syllabus. Lot of time they would just mention the topic very vaguely, like post-independence India. Now you decide what all topics do you have to cover inside it. And that is the reason why if you're strictly following UGC NET syllabus prescribed by NTA, then you will have to face these challenges while you are preparing for your exam. By the way, talking about the most frequently repeated topics or the most trending topics from UGC NET exam perspective, I have a good news for you. So recently on my YouTube channel, we've started a brand new series known as the Super 30 series, wherein we are bringing in front of you videos every week tackling different units of UGC NET paper 1. And in each of these videos, I am talking about top 30 topics or the most important 30 topics from that particular unit that you should not miss if you are planning to sit for the upcoming UGC NET exam. So you can subscribe to my channel and visit the playlist section wherein you will find the Super 30 series playlist, and inside that playlist you will find all the lectures wherein we are discussing 30 topics from each unit of UGC NET paper 1. Okay, so now that we know that by just referring to the syllabus prescribed by UGC or relying on your bachelor's and master's notes is not the right approach to study for UGC NET, then how should you actually begin your preparation? And the very first question remains the same, that how do you know what exactly do you have to study to clear this exam? How do you find the real syllabus? Now, I am going to share an amazing strategy that will help you create a comprehensive syllabus for yourself that will work as a roadmap for the next 5 months of your preparation. Now, this strategy will ensure that you score more than 80% marks in your UGC NET exam. The cutoff somewhere lies between 65% to 70%, but this strategy that I'm sharing with you might be a little difficult for students to follow. But if you follow this, then I can guarantee that you will not get lesser than 80% marks in your UGC NET exam. So before I talk about the step-by-step approach that I'm very excited to share with all of you, let's look at a very famous quote. There's this quote which says that if I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Now this quote is particularly relevant for your UGC NET preparation year. Think about your syllabus as the axe. If you spend time sharpening it, that is basically understanding the syllabus thoroughly, understanding the depth, analyzing the question paper, exactly knowing what kind of questions are being asked from which particular topic, how much depth in how much depth do you have to read particular topics, which are the topics that you can just touch on a surface level and you'll be good to go. If you know all of this, you will be able to tackle the exam with much more ease. And most importantly, आपका time waste बिल्कुल नहीं होगा, because आप exactly वही पढ़ोगे जो exam के हिसाब से relevant है. So, to find the real syllabus, you need to make PYQs your best friend. So, we are going to now look at a 4-step process which you will have to do before you even begin your preparation. But after completing this 4-step formula, I'm pretty sure that you will be so confident to start your preparation in the right direction. So, step 1 is that you have to gather PYQs of last 5 years for both paper 1 and paper 2. Now, for paper 2, you will have about 10 to 12 papers because paper 2 is conducted twice every year, and there's just in one shift. They are conducted in either one or maximum 2 shifts. So, you won't have like lots and lots of paper 2. But paper 1 की अगर हम बात करें, so you will have about 100 to 150 paper 1 due to multiple shifts, because every time UGC NET exam is conducted in online format, the exam is conducted for about 15-20 days, and in each day you will have 2 shifts. So if the exam is conducted in 15 days, then you will have 30 paper 1. So you will have to analyze all the 30 paper 1 to understand the pattern. So the very first step would be to gather past 5 years question papers for paper 1 and for paper 2. You can go to my website arpitakarwa.com. I have given paper 1 and paper 2 for free on my website, and they are solved question papers, so you will also get the answers for each of these questions. Apart from that, you can also buy my UGC NET Paper 1 book, in which all the paper 1 units are questions are segregated unit wise, and we are giving all the questions from for past 10 years. So you will get all the questions in just one single book. So that's step 1. Step 2 is that you have to start skimming through each of these papers one by one. You have to read each and every question and jot down the topic and subtopic of that particular question. So let's say the question talks about types of sampling. So when you read the question, you understood that the question is from Unit 2 Research Aptitude and it is from the topic types of sampling. So you write this down on a sheet of paper. You will have a notebook handy with you. While you go through the papers, you will keep on jotting down these topics and subtopics. Now pay attention to topics that are repeated across multiple papers. For example, if you notice a question on malware, specifically on adware, uh, in one shift, then in other shift you find another question on malware which talks about different types of viruses. So you know that malware becomes even more important because this question is repeated in most of the shifts. So what you can keep doing is you can keep jotting down the topics, subtopics, and if a topic is repeated, a question is repeated from a topic, then you can keep on marking stars near to that topic on in your notebook, because that will help you identify that which are the topics that are frequently being repeated in the exam. Okay, so for every repeat instance of the topic, you add a star next to it to indicate its importance, and this exercise you keep doing for each and every paper. I know this looks really taxing. You feel that अभी तो हम सिर्फ क्वेश्चन पेपर्स ही एनालाइज कर रहे हैं, अभी तो हमने सिलेबस भी शुरू नहीं किया है, हमने पढ़ना शुरू नहीं किया, इस एक्सरसाइज से होगा क्या? आई विल एग्जैक्टली टेल यू 5 very, very important benefits that you will get from this exercise. So don't worry, just listen to this process. Even if this looks really taxing, don't worry, there is something very, very good coming up next. So we are done with step 1 and 2. Step 1 is you gather question papers of past 5 years. Step 2 is you start going through each and every question paper, keep jotting down the topics from where questions have been asked. Step 3 is that once you've collected all the topics, you have analyzed all the question paper, now you organize these topics under appropriate unit. So अभी तक तो आपका एक क्वेश्चन रिसर्च से था, नेक्स्ट पीपल डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट से था, थर्ड लॉजिकल रीजनिंग से था, आप सब कुछ को साथ साथ नोटबुक में लिख रहे थे. In step 3, now you start segregating all of them under different units. I think if you use any online software, Excel sheet or Evernote or MS Word, then this will be easy because आपको हर बार बस उसको copy paste करके अलग अलग units में डालना होगा. You don't have to type it again. But if you are using a notebook, then you will have to keep on writing the topics again on a separate sheet of paper जिसमें आपने unit wise आप topics को organize कर रहे हैं. Now, once you have done step 3, when you have organized all the topics into different units, step 4 is that you identify and mark topics that have appeared only once. So, let's say there is a topic जो केवल 5 साल में एक बार आया है. So, उस टॉपिक को आपने अलग से मार्क कर लिया बिकॉज दिस इंडिकेट्स दैट टॉपिक इज नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज वो जानबूझ के उन्होंने शायद डाला था एज अ बाउंसर क्वेश्चन टू ड्रॉप द कट ऑफ. वो चाहते नहीं है एनटीए कभी भी कि आप फुल में से फुल स्कोर करो बिकॉज इट्स कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम, इट हैज टू बी डिफिकल्ट. एंड दैट इज द रीजन वाई इन एवरी शिफ्ट, इन एवरी क्वेश्चन पेपर यू विल हैव अबाउट 5 to 7 क्वेश्चंस जो कुछ भी उन्होंने डाल दिए हैं, जो कभी भी आप नहीं जज कर सकते कि कहाँ से आएंगे. सो वंस यू हैव आइडेंटिफाइड टॉपिक्स जो केवल एक बार पूछे गए हैं, यू हैव टू हाईलाइट देम एंड पुट देम इन अ सेपरेट word document. These are the topics that are very, very unlikely to be asked again, and those were just bouncer questions. So these are topics that you can skip, okay, and you can just mark them in red. So this 4-step formula will help you to understand कि exactly क्या क्या टॉपिक्स है जहां से क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, कितनी गहराई से क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, कितने डेप्थ में आपको पढ़ाई करनी है और कौन से सब टॉपिक्स पूछे जा रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया मैलवेयर का, सो मैलवेयर में एक टाइम पे उन्होंने एडवेयर से क्वेश्चन पूछा, नेक्स्ट टाइम पे उन्होंने ट्रोजन हॉर्स से पूछा, नेक्स्ट टाइम पे हो सकता है वो स्पाईवेयर से क्वेश्चन पूछे। सो आपने वो सारे सब टॉपिक्स भी मार्क कर लिए। सो नाउ once you have that list ready in front of you, unit wise topics का list, you exactly know कि ये सारे टॉपिक मुझे एक यूनिट में क्लियर करने हैं, और यही टॉपिक्स अगर मैं कवर करके चला गया तो मेरा नेट निकलना तो 100% श्योर है। Now I understand this exercise will take about 15 days of your time, but let me tell you, by the end of these 15 days, you will have about 500 to 600 topics for paper 1 and similar number of topics for paper 2. And this exhaustive list of topic will give you a very clear idea of what to focus on during your preparation. This will be your own customized syllabus that you will be referring to. And we are going to use this list to create a structured timetable for the next 5 months, and that we are going to do in the next section of this video. So don't feel overwhelmed by this process. If you think that this is too much for you to do, let me tell you that I've already done this exercise for UGC NET Paper 1 and UGC NET Paper 2 English students. How? Let me tell you. So if you go to my website arpitakarwa.com, you are going to find a free writer-wise list wherein I have mentioned about 700-800 writers segregated into different country, British literature, American, post-colonial, European, Indian, all these writers are available, and these are the writers that are repeatedly asked in NET exam. So this exercise of going through the PYQs and making the list of writers and then segregating them, categorizing them into different headings, I've already done for you, and that list is available free of cost on my website. This is the exact list that I use when I teach in my online course. So all the writers that are listed on my website, these are the writers on which I give detailed lectures, and we cover all of the important works of these writers. So you can go through that list and then you can start your preparation. Now, for paper 1, I have recently written this book, UGC NET Paper 1 book, which is an Amazon bestseller and has been appreciated by a lot of dignitaries. And this book has a detailed table of contents. So when you open the book, you will see a 15-page long table of contents wherein I have divided the entire book into different chapters so that you can tackle each and every topic in a concise manner. So every unit has been further divided into chapters, and under every chapter, each topic is mentioned in the table of content. And these are the exact topics that you will get once you do the 4-step exercise and you create your own syllabus. I already did it when I was writing this book, and I've shared that with my students through this UGC NET Paper 1 book. This book will help you understand what all topics you need to cover in your UGC NET Paper 1 journey. It will also give you an idea of all the subtopics that are asked under each of the units. And for those who are extremely busy and might not get the time to read the entire book, I have marked the most essential topics that are frequently repeated in NET exam as exam essentials. So under every chapter, you will find certain topics where I have marked asterisk, and these asterisk marks highlight that these are the most important topics. Remember, while I was telling the 4-step formula, I told you that the topics that are repeatedly asked in different shifts, you can keep adding stars so that you know that, oh, out of these 10 topics, these 3 have the most number of stars. That means these are the 3 topics that are asked repeatedly in NET exam. These are trending. So this same exercise I've already done in my book, where I have marked all the important topics as exam essentials. So if you are busy, you don't have time, then you can just refer to the book and read and prepare the topics that are under the label exam essentials. So that was the 4-step strategy. Now, if you think that this is a lot of work and what benefit will I derive from this, then don't worry. In the next section, I'm going to tell you an eye-opening fact about this exercise, this 4-step formula that can guarantee you that if you follow this 4 steps strategy. It might take 15 days, but I begin today's topic by telling you that quote that if you had 6 hours to chop down a tree, an intelligent person would use the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. This entire exercise is sharpening the axe. अगर आपने ये कर लिया तो आपकी प्रिपरेशन इतनी स्मूथली होगी कि आप सोच भी नहीं सकते. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग यू कि ये 4 स्टेप फॉर्मूला करना बहुत आसान है. पेपर 1 के लिए मैंने ऑलरेडी कर दिया है, पेपर 2 इंग्लिश के लिए मैंने ऑलरेडी कर दिया है, बट अगर आप किसी और सब्जेक्ट में यूजीसी नेट दे रहे हैं देन यू कैन यूज दिस 4 स्टेप फॉर्मूला फॉर योर सब्जेक्ट एंड आई एम प्रिटी श्योर दैट you will feel so confident after 15 days that आपको लगने लग जाएगा that UGC NET exam is just a cakewalk. So, let's talk about the benefits that you are going to derive out of this exhaustive 15-day exercise where you go through the 4-step process and define your own syllabus. So, the very first benefit that you will derive out of it is that it will help you define your Lakshman Rekha. Guys, understand one simple thing. सब कुछ कंप्लीट कर लेना ऐसा कभी भी पॉसिबल नहीं होता किसी भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में. कभी भी ऐसा मत सोचो कि मैं सब कुछ करके जाऊंगा, बिकॉज जो सोचता है कि वो सब कुछ पढ़ के जाएगा वो एक्चुअली में कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ पाता है. सो सब कुछ करने वालों का कुछ भी नहीं हो पाता है, ये आपको पता होना बहुत जरूरी है. एंड दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू डिफाइन योर लक्ष्मण रेखा, डिफाइन योर बाउंड्री एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि एग्जैक्टली मुझे क्या क्या पढ़ के जाना है. It is impossible to cover everything in any competitive exam. If I talk about UGC NET English, the syllabus is so huge that at times professors would say that anything that has been written or translated in English language is a part of this syllabus, which means that you study Kalidas, Premchand, Wordsworth, Shakespeare, Leo Tolstoy, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and so many more writers. And it is not possible to read each and every work that has been written or translated in English since eternity. So, for students who are preparing for UGC NET English, it is important to know that, okay, these are the writers that are repeatedly asked in NET and I'm going to focus only on completing these writers in a very, very detailed and proper manner. So don't think you need to study everything. Those who try to do it end up accomplishing nothing. So by doing this entire 4-step process exercise, you are essentially creating your own syllabus that you are going to focus on in the next 5 months. And by doing this exercise, you've actually created a syllabus that is exam relevant. You are only studying topics that are frequently asked in NET exam. So that's benefit number 1. Okay, so now let's talk about the second benefit that you derive from this strategy. Now, this strategy is going to save you from getting overwhelmed. When you look at UGC NET syllabus, always it is going to look really vast. There are 10 big units, there is so much to cover. By going through the 4-step process that I've just mentioned, what you have actually done is that you have broken it down into smaller manageable parts. You've broken down units into topics. And by doing this, you are actually dividing a macro goal into micro goals. Goals that you can complete in one day. If you remember how Britishers conquered India, they came into India and decided to colonize the country. The country was so huge, so many people were living that just a small troop of British citizens could have never conquered the entire nation. So what they did was that they adopted the policy of divide and rule. They started focusing on different kingdoms and they started capturing those kingdoms one by one. And within no time, they were able to conquer the entire nation. The same strategy we are adopting here. So when you go through the PYQs and you are listing down topics that you have to study under each unit, you are actually creating a structured and clear roadmap. So rather than doing unit-wise study, you are actually doing topic-wise study. Okay, let's say you want to go on a road trip. Okay, now you know that you want to go from Jaipur to Agra. Okay, but then you don't know the route. What will happen? You know the destination, you know that you want to go to Agra, but you do not know the route, then you don't know which turn to take next. On the other hand, if you sit in the car, plug in Google Maps, and put the location of Agra, it is going to exactly tell you that, okay, from this particular street, you have to take the first right. Then it will tell you which exit you have to take from the roundabout. It is going to tell you where do you have to stop for rest. So basically, Google Map will help you to reach a destination because you are just focusing on the next step that you have to take. Similarly, in your preparation, knowing that you want to clear net, knowing the end goal is not enough. You need a plan to achieve it, and that too in a step by step manner. Each small action or study session is like that next turn that you take, which is going to ultimately lead you to your destination, Agra. And that is the reason why when you break down big syllabus into smaller topics and you start capturing or covering each and every topic one by one, you slowly move towards completing your goal, towards achieving your goal. So that's the second benefit that you derive from this 4-step strategy. Next important benefit is that it is going to save a lot of time and energy. You might feel that 15 दिन मेरे वेस्ट हो जाएंगे सिर्फ PYQs देखने में, but let me tell you that ये देख के अगर आपने ये एक्सरसाइज कर ली, आपको पता भी नहीं होगा कितना टाइम और एनर्जी आपका बचेगा. आई कांट इवन टेल यू हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स कम टू मी ऑन अ डेली बेसिस टेलिंग अस दैट वी हैव बीन प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर यूजीसी नेट एग्जाम. 3 अटेम्प्ट हो गए, 4 अटेम्प्ट हो गए, वी कुड नॉट क्वालिफाई इट, एंड हमने स्ट्रैटेजी ही गलत चूज करी थी, एंड दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई वी हैव wasted 2-3 attempts for this exam. On the other hand, if you follow this strategy, it will help you to determine what to study and what not to study. At times, it's very important to know what not to study because that takes a lot of your time. For instance, if you are studying outdated topics that are mentioned in the syllabus but can be excluded because they are not being asked recently, then you can save a lot of your time from that particular exercise. I have noticed one thing that बच्चे बहुत पढ़ते हैं किसी भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए, बट वो काफी फालतू कंटेंट पढ़ रहे होते हैं, फालतू टॉपिक्स पढ़ रहे होते हैं, एंड दे वेस्ट सो मच टाइम ऑन इररेलेवेंट कंटेंट एंड टॉपिक्स दैट आर नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम नेट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, एंड इट्स नॉट देयर फॉल्ट बिकॉज दे आर जस्ट रेफरिंग टू यूजीसी नेट syllabus, and the syllabus mentions a topic and they start studying it. They do not see whether that topic is now being asked in net exam or not. So filtering content ensures that your efforts are streamlined. Your input should always match the output. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए आप मेहनत तो बहुत कर रहे हो, 10-10 घंटे पढ़ रहे हो, बट आपका जो नेट का स्कोर है वो 10% से भी आगे नहीं बढ़ा है. Then what's the point? So never do hard work in the wrong direction. You remember that story जो हम बचपन में पढ़ते थे, एक thirsty crow का, जिसमें एक crow होता है and he has a पॉट जहां से उसको पानी पीना होता है, एंड दैट क्रो इज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट. वो उसमें पेबल्स डालता है, वाटर लेवल राइज होता है, एंड देन वो आराम से पानी पीता है. अगर वो क्रो पेबल्स नहीं डालता और सिर्फ अपनी चोट से पीने की कोशिश करता, तो वो कितना भी हार्डवर्क कर लेता, उसका हार्डवर्क गलत डायरेक्शन में होता, वो कभी भी पानी नहीं पी पाता, वो आज तक प्यासा ही रहता. एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू हियर कि अगर आप PYQs का अच्छे से एनालिसिस करते हैं, टॉपिक्स लिख लेते हैं, तो आपको पता होता है कौन से टॉपिक्स है जो आपको छोड़ के जाने हैं, जो पूछे नहीं जा रहे हैं, कौन से राइटर्स है यूजीसी नेट इंग्लिश में जो नहीं रेलेवेंट है, जहाँ से क्वेश्चंस नहीं आ रहे, कौन से वर्क्स है जो हो सकता है बहुत ही माइनर टॉपिक्स हो बट वहां से रिपीटेडली क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. सो ये सारी चीजें आपको वो जो 4-step स्ट्रैटेजी मैंने बताई है उसके बाद ही समझ आएगी. Imagine spending hours studying a topic that has no relevance to the exam. It is like running on a treadmill. You are putting in effort, but you are actually not getting anywhere. So instead, focus on topics that are likely to fetch you marks. This way, your hard work is going to translate into results. Now, let's talk about the 4th benefit, and that is trend analysis. This 4-step formula will help you to understand the trend of UGC NET exam so that you can prepare as per the trend and you do not prepare as per some outdated trend. So even though exact questions don't repeat in the exam, concepts keep repeating, and this is something that you will notice after you go through a few PYQs. When you start analyzing question papers, you will see that टॉपिक्स वही हैं, हर बार कुछ ना कुछ ट्विस्ट करके वहीं से कॉन्सेप्ट रिपीट हो रहे हैं. सेम क्वेश्चन रिपीट नहीं हो रहा है, एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट रिपीटिंग, बट concepts are getting repeated. And if you know that concept, if you know that topic from where questions are getting created every year, then you can just master that topic and you're good to go. Now, some students would think that वो questions तो आ गए हैं जो PYQs में हैं, वो वापस थोड़ी आएंगे. I agree कि वो same questions वापस नहीं आएंगे. But concepts behind those topics are going to repeat. And by going through those PYQs, you are actually not mugging up the PYQs. You are only referring to the PYQ to get hang of the topic, to know which is the topic that you have to prepare this time, because the chances of that topic repeating is very high if that topic has repeated several times in the previous years. So high weightage or trending topics need to be studied in depth so that you can tackle tricky questions, and this 4-step strategy will help you identify those trending topics. Questions from older topics like sustainable development goals have been asked so many times in previous exams that now they are going to dig deeper and ask more complex questions from those topics. So sustainable development goal is a very important topic from unit 9, people development and environment. कई लोग सिर्फ उसकी definition पढ़ के कुछ basic पढ़ के चले जाते हैं कि हाँ हो गया हमारा topic. But when you go through PYQs, you will understand that they are even asking you to arrange the goals in the order. They are asking you so many in-depth questions from that topic. So that is how going through PYQs will help you understand किस topic को कितना पढ़ना है. On the other hand, there are some newer topics that have been recently introduced like meta communication, metacognition. Okay, these are newer topics. ये काफी untouched है. इनसे अभी तक बहुत surface level questions आ रहे हैं. So इसमें आपको बहुत ज़्यादा अंदर तक नहीं घुसना है. You can just go through these topics in on the surface level and you'll be good to go. Questions from these topics are tend to be straightforward and easy. So your preparation should adapt to these patterns. आपको पता होना चाहिए किस topic को कितना गहराई में पढ़ना है. And that is the reason why if you go through my UGC NET paper 1 book, you will see that after every topic I have given quiz stations where I have given questions that have been asked in the recent years from that particular topic, because after going through a topic you should be able to understand whether you are able to solve the questions that have been asked from that particular topic. ऐसा नहीं हो कि आपने टॉपिक तो सरफेस लेवल पे पढ़ा और क्वेश्चंस इन डेप्थ से आ रहे, या आपने टॉपिक को इतना इन डेप्थ पढ़ा लेकिन ना से क्वेश्चंस तो सरफेस लेवल पे आ रहे. दोनों ही केसेस में नुकसान आपका है. That is the reason why you have to keep comparing everything to PYQs, and probably that's the only reason why in my UGC NET paper 1 book as well I've given 3000 plus PYQs. After every unit there are PYQs, after every topic there are questions from PYQs in the quiz station. There are additional PYQs that I'm giving in online format so that you can also get acquainted to the online exam mode. And I am basically only focusing on PYQs because PYQs will help you get those extra marks. कोई भी mock test, practice question से आप एग्जाम के ट्रेंड का पता लगा ही नहीं सकते जितना आप PYQs को देख के ट्रेंड का पता लगा सकते हैं. Okay, now let's talk about the last important benefit. Why I am focusing so much energy on telling you the benefits of this strategy is to convince you that this is going to be the game changer in your entire preparation. So please make sure कि आप ये जो 4-step formula मैं आपको बता रही हूँ ये आप जरूर से apply करें. And the last benefit that I am going to talk about is that making this entire list of topics, unit-wise list of topic, will give you a sense of completion. By tracking how many topics you have covered out of this exhaustive list, you will exactly know where do you stand. So after every month, you can just go through that list again and see that okay, इस महीने में मैंने इन पूरे जो टॉपिक की लिस्ट मैंने बनाई थी उसमें से मैंने 20% टॉपिक्स कवर कर लिए. सो यू एग्जैक्टली नो योर प्रोग्रेस. एज अ स्टूडेंट यू आर ऑलवेज वेरी क्यूरियस टू नो मैंने कितने टॉपिक्स खत्म कर लिए हैं और मेरा कितना % सिलेबस हो गया है. कोई भी स्टूडेंट ये जवाब नहीं दे पाता है. बट इफ यू हैव डन दिस एक्सरसाइज वेयर यू हैव दिस एग्जॉस्टिव लिस्ट ऑफ टॉपिक्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू कैन एग्जैक्टली नो कि आपका कितना % सिलेबस किसी भी टाइम पे कंप्लीट है. Now, this sense of completion is going to boost your confidence, and there is nothing more satisfying than checking off topics from that list. I've seen so many students sharing me screenshot of my book जिसमें इंडेक्स में उन्होंने टिक कर रखे हैं कि आपके पूरे डिटेल टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट में जितने भी टॉपिक्स आपने दिए उसमें से हमने इतने सारे टॉपिक्स कंप्लीट कर लिए हैं एंड दे फील सो हैप्पी कि जैसे जैसे हम टिक करते जा रहे हैं आपकी बुक में से टॉपिक उतना उतना कॉन्फिडेंस हमारा बढ़ता जा रहा है एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव नॉट क्रिएटेड अ बुक इन अ यूनिट वाइज फॉर्मेट. आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ बुक इन अ टॉपिक वाइज फॉर्मेट. हर चीज मेरी बुक में टॉपिक्स की तरह लिस्टेड है. Now, I want you to picturize and think about the joy of crossing items on a to-do list. आपने कभी भी अगर किसी भी ट्रैवल में जाने से पहले या कोई ऑर्गेनाइज करने से पहले पार्टी टू डू लिस्ट बनाई और उसमें आप जब टिक करते हैं, क्रॉस करते हैं सारे आइटम्स कि हाँ ये हो गया, इट इज सो 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 फुलफिलिंग, सो सेटिस्फाइंग. आपको डर लगना बंद हो जाता है. ईच tick mark is like a small victory, showing progress and giving you the motivation to keep going. So, this psychological boost can make your preparation feel more manageable and more rewarding, and you will never feel like giving up on the dream of clearing net exam because you will exactly know कि एक महीने पहले मैं 20% syllabus complete किया था, इस महीने मैंने 20% कर लिया. नाउ आई एम स्टैंडिंग एट 40% सिलेबस. सो अगर मैं इसी तरह से पढ़ता रहा तो 3 महीने बाद तक मेरा 100% सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा एंड दैट विल कीप यू मोटिवेटेड, कीप यू ऑन टोज एंड यू विल परफॉर्म like a champion on the day of the exam. Okay, so now that we've discussed the 4-step strategy and benefits of that strategy, let's dive into the most awaited part of this video where we are going to discuss the 5-month timetable and strategy. Now, under this, I'm going to ensure that I give you a timetable which will work as a step-by-step guide and which will also ensure that you stay focused and make consistent progress towards your UGC NET goal. So let's start with the golden rule that I've spoken so much about in this video, that we are going to do topic-based study and not unit-wise study. Okay. I've already discussed this in great depth that when you do unit-wise study, then what you actually do is that you are getting overwhelmed by looking at the entire unit. You don't know where you are headed, how much have you completed, how much not you have completed. Plus, there are topics under every unit which are not important, which you do not have to study. You don't know which are those topics. On the other hand, when you do topic-based study, you are actually making your own customized syllabus. You have broken down the entire syllabus into specific topics and you are focusing on mastering these smaller topics one by one. Because as you've already discovered by the end of this video that UGC NET syllabus is really huge and trying to study entire units can be really, really overwhelming. And this approach, this topic-wise study approach will ensure that your efforts are streamlined and targeted, and this is going to make your preparation more effective and less intimidating. Now let's talk about the timetable. So if you look at 5 months, we can break down 5 months into days. Okay, simple math, 30 days, 5 months is 150 days in total. Okay. Now we divide these 150 days into two parts, 100 days and 50 days. Now, what you are going to do is that you are going to dedicate the first 100 days to cover 500 crucial topics. Now, there are two ways to do it. Either you cover 5 topics from both paper 1 and paper 2 individually. That means every day you are studying 10 topics, 5 topics from paper 1, 5 topics from paper 2. This is when you have a lot of time and you want to do a very thorough preparation. Now, there could be people who are working professionals who are having their college and they don't get a lot of time on a daily basis. In that case, you have to focus on covering 5 topics in total every day. That means you can cover 2 topics from paper 1, 3 topics from paper 2. That's another way of looking at it. But overall, my focus is that you dedicate 100 days and your target should be to cover at least 500 topics. Okay. Now, what will happen when you structure yourself in this way? That you are not going to study aimlessly. You are going to divide your daily schedule into manageable parts by selecting 5 key topics to cover every day. This ensures consistent progress without burnouts. Because I've seen a lot of students जो पहले दिन 10 घंटे पढ़ते हैं फिर 5 दिन किताब खोलते ही नहीं है. That will never lead to results, because consistent progress is always better than doing, studying for long hours on one day and then not studying at all for 10 days. उससे better है रोज 2 घंटे पढ़ो but regularly पढ़ो. Okay. So your target should be to study consistently, and that is how you are going to ensure your target achievement, that is JRF. Okay. पेपर 1 के लिए आप क्या कर सकते हैं? When you start your progress, आपको सबसे पहले 500 crucial topics list down करने हैं. So you remember the 800 topics that we identified while we were doing the PYQ analysis, that when you analyze all the PYQs and then you segregate them unit wise. So when you go through PYQs and you have finalized these 800 topics, you will select top 500 topics from this list. And how are you going to select that? You will select that based on the topics which are appearing frequently in exam. So if you remember in under step 3, I told you, step 2, I told you that the topics that are repeatedly asked in exam, you keep on highlighting them or putting a star mark. Okay, so when you put in a star mark, the topics which have the most number of star mark should come in this 500 topical list. These are the topics that are high yield topics that are more likely to fetch you marks. So instead of spreading your efforts across all the 800 topics जिसको आप थोड़ा थोड़ा कवर करते हो, हम क्या कर रहे हैं? हम इन 800 में से 500 टॉपिक चूज कर रहे हैं, and we are going to focus deeply on these 500 topics. Our focus should be mastering these 500 topics in a way that no matter what kind of questions come from these topics, we are able to answer those questions accurately. Even if they are twisting the language, they are adding layers to the questions, whatever happens, but हमारा इतना solid पकड़ हो इन 500 topics पे कि कोई भी question पूछ लो इनमें से हम आराम से इसका जवाब दे सके. So that should be your aim. So just to recap what we have discovered, we have divided our 5 months into 2 parts. 150 days को हमने 2 parts में divide किया, 100 days and 50 days. First 100 days में हमारा aim है to cover 500 topic at least. If you have more time, then I would want you to cover 500 topics for paper 1 and 500 for paper 2. So a total of 1000 topics. Another interesting thing, अगर मैं आज आपको बोलूँ कि आपको 5 months में 500 topics cover करना है, so you will take a back step. You'll be like 500 topics ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता है. But now that we have broken this down into a daily schedule, you can see that this is doable. 5 topics in a day. आधी घंटा भी अगर एक टॉपिक में लग रहा है, so 2.5 hours में you are done with 5 topics. So every day, if you're studying for 2.5 hours, you're able to finish 500 topics in just 100 days. That's the progress of micro goals. That's the benefit of micro goals, I would say, because आप जब मैक्रो गोल बनाते हो 500 टॉपिक्स करूंगी तो आप 2 महीने तक तो कुछ करोगे ही नहीं. बट जैसे ही आपने 500 टॉपिक्स को डेली में डिवाइड कर दिया, डेली के 5 टॉपिक्स करना है, आपको ज्यादा नहीं पढ़ना है, 2.5-3 hours max. If in case you're only preparing for UGC NET for the next 5 months, then in that case you should study for about 4 to 5 hours every day, where you tackle 10 topics every day. So that is how your timetable will look like in the first 100 days. Now let's talk about the remaining 50 days, and these days are left for revision. So you have to use the final 50 days for multiple revisions of these 500 topics. Most of the students towards the end of these 100 days would think that 500 तो कर लिए, चलो 200 टॉपिक और करते हैं, और वो लास्ट के 50 डेज में 500 टॉपिक्स को और बढ़ाने की कोशिश करते हैं, because of which they do not focus on revision, and that is when they start forgetting everything that they have studied in the first 100 days. So it's important that the last 50 days should focus only on revising these 500 topics multiple times. Ensure you are thorough with each and every topic and you are ready to tackle every tricky question, and also make sure that you are attempting PYQs to understand where you stand. And that's why in my UGC NET paper 1 book also, after every topic I have given you questions from that particular topic from previous year papers, so that you can understand whether you are able to tackle a question after studying a topic or not. That is when you will know that, oh, I have prepared this topic well, and now I'm ready to move on to the next topic. Another interesting way to cover paper 1 syllabus is by using a monthly approach. So what I have done, I have divided the 10 massive units of paper 1 into 33 chapters in my book. So every unit is divided further into chapters, and my aim to divide this into 33 chapters was to ensure that a student can cover one single chapter every day. So we have divided the entire book into bite-sized chapters, so that every day if you cover one chapter within 33 days, that means within a month, you're able to cover the entire syllabus of paper 1. So that's another timetable based approach that you can take. Either you can go through this topic based study, or you can go chapter based study in my book. Even inside the chapters, I've divided chapter further into topics. So even if you're doing a chapter based study, you are ideally covering topics every day. Okay, so that's how you prepare yourself for the upcoming NET exam, and you have 5 months in mind. Another important tip that I would want to tell you here is that please make sure that you study on a daily basis. आप अपने दिन का एक slot fix कर सकते हैं कि उस slot में no matter what happens, I'm going to study. I just have to cover 5 topics every day. So मैं दोस्तों के साथ घूमने जाना है, कॉलेज जाना है, इवेंट अटेंड करने जाना है, सब कुछ आप दिन भर में करिए, लेकिन वो 2 से 3 घंटे जो आप अपने लिए निकाल रहे हैं, वो आपको रेगुलरली करना है. ओके, सो दैट इज हाउ यू प्रिपेयर अ सॉलिड स्टडी प्लान फॉर 5 months. Now let me talk about some amazing tips that you have to remember while preparing for UGC NET exam in the next 5 months, so that you can directly target JRF. Okay, so let's begin by talking about some very important tips. And the very first tip that is there in this list is limited topics padho, but dhang se padho. Friends, the first tip is all about studying limited topics, but studying them thoroughly. It's not about covering everything that's there in the syllabus. That's what we've focused throughout this video, that you cannot cover everything that's there in the syllabus. But your focus should be to cover certain topics in a way that any question that comes from that topic, you should be able to answer them. Basically, you're mastering these topics. For example, instead of rushing through an entire unit superficially and covering topics in a way that you get confused between the options in the MCQ, you concentrate on understanding, revising some important topics from that particular unit, and you repeatedly revise them after intervals, so that you are extremely sure on those questions if they are coming from that particular topic. This will make you more confident and will make you prepared to tackle even the most trickiest questions coming from these topics. Second important tip is to apply the principle of Pareto. Pareto principle एक काफी famous principle है, which is known as the 80-20 rule. Now, this means that majority of the exam questions will come from a small focused portion of syllabus. 80-20 rule basically ये कहता है कि ऐसी 20% चीजें हैं जो आपकी लाइफ को 80% तक इम्पैक्ट करती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, किसी भी कंपनी में बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, बट 20% उनके ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं जो 80% प्रॉफिट लेके आता है. सो हमेशा 20% आइडेंटिफाई हमें करना चाहिए जो 80% तक आपकी लाइफ को इम्पैक्ट कर सकता है. द सेम प्रिंसिपल वी आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई हियर कि हर एक कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम में 20% ऐसे पोर्शन होता है सिलेबस का जहां से 80% क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. एंड दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन व्हेन आई टैग टॉपिक्स एज एग्जाम एसेंशियल. ये वो 20% टॉपिक्स हैं पूरी बुक में से जहां से 80% टाइम क्वेश्चंस आता है. सो योर फोकस इन द नेक्स्ट 5 months शुड बी टू focus on the 20% syllabus, that small focused portion of the syllabus from where majority of the questions are asked. So instead of spreading yourself thin by studying everything, you identify the most important, frequently repeated, trending topics by analyzing the PYQs, and then you focus on completing them, covering them, revising them in a manner that you can tackle any question from that particular unit. Okay. Now, we move to the third important tip, which is that you should know that this is not your board exams जहाँ पे आपको full marks लाने हैं. UGC NET is not about getting full marks just like you used to get in your schools or during your board exams. UGC NET is an exam that wants you to just qualify the cutoff or clear the cutoff or get a little more marks than the cutoff so that you can clear that cutoff. So you don't need to attempt every single question. You don't need to get every single question right, or you don't have to master the entire syllabus. Your focus should be on accuracy. That means you should focus on covering limited number of topics, but in a manner that no matter what comes from that particular topic, you are able to answer them. So prepare your selected topics well so that you can confidently answer questions from them. Remember, attempting fewer questions correctly is far better than trying to guess answers in all the questions and making so many mistakes. And friends, last I want to share my personal experience, which I always tell to my students that ज़्यादा पढ़ने से सिलेक्शन नहीं होगा. जितना पढ़ो उसको ज़्यादा बार अगर आप पढ़ रहे हो तभी सिलेक्शन होगा. सो बहुत सारा ज़्यादा टॉपिक्स पढ़ने से कभी सिलेक्शन नहीं होता है. जितना भी पढ़ रहे हो उसको जितनी बार आप पढ़ रहे हो, मतलब जितनी बार आप उसको रिवाइज कर रहे हो, सिलेक्शन वहाँ से होगा. सो this is something that I tried during my UGC NET preparation. I didn't cover the entire syllabus. My focus was to cover my list of writers, my Lakshman Rekha wale writers, and I revised them 7 times before sitting for the exam. This approach helped me understand these topics so deeply, ensuring that I could answer any question that came from these topics. So remember, it's not about how much you study. It's about how well you study the topics that you choose. Okay. So for more such informative videos where I give you tips, tricks that will help you formulate strategies for UGC NET paper 1 and 2, you can hit the subscribe button and tap the bell icon. And don't forget to check out the playlist section where we have organized unit-wise playlists for UGC NET paper 1. This way, you will be able to find all the video lectures for each unit together, making your preparation so much easier. That's it from my side for this video lecture. We'll meet very soon in the next video lecture. Till the time we meet next, happy learning, keep loving literature, and stay tuned to arpitakarwa.com.